And so we just have to keep pressing in. We have to keep remembering that we're not going out in our own strength, and that God, we have an enemy, and he comes so that he can kill and steal and destroy those little babies in their mother's wombs and destroy those women, as they go through killing their babies. So we just wanted to talk about that and just encourage each one of you, to trust in the Lord. And I want to say, too, that one of the sweetest things about having sisters and brothers that we do this with is that we understand, we get it. I don't have, if I'm going to call Michelle or Rusty or Deanna or somebody, I don't have to even go into this long, detailed thing about how frustrating it was or how discouraging, because they know. We get it. And it's a sweet fellowship. I just can't tell you, if you've never been out there, it is the sweetest place of fellowship in the world, is being out there with brothers and sisters who are out there on the front lines trying to rescue babies from abortion.
And I just wanted to add, he who is in us is greater than he who is in the world. In the name of Jesus. And then, of course, speaking along those lines, prayer support. The best thing that you can do is when you go out, maybe there's somebody at your church that can't go out, but would love to commit to pray for you on the shift that you're going to go out. If you're going to go out for an hour or 2 hours, maybe there's a couple of elderly women that can't physically come out, but they're prayer warriors and they'd love to adopt you. Because really, like the Lord said, this is a spiritual battle, and we cannot do this on our own, and we need the backing of prayer. You need prayer support. So praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints and for me, that utterance may be given unto me, that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mystery of the gospel. How wonderful to be able to have people praying for you while you're out, to be able to do that, to be able to open your mouth boldly.
And we want to talk on the next page about some suggestions and tips, and we're just going to kind of go through these quickly. The first one is smile. It's hard to smile when you're going up to talk to a woman who's walking in to kill her baby. That's hard to do. But you know why we want to smile? Why do we want to smile? We want to be welcoming. We want to be approachable. We don't want them to feel like we're better than them and they can't come over and talk to us. We want to greet them with a smile. So Winnie, I'm going to say it like Winnie gives me a hard time for this, but I have learned through the years to go up to the women and I say, hi, my name is Allura and I'm a Sidewalk counselor, I'm a pregnancy counselor, and I'd love to talk to you for a minute. And we do want to greet them with that smile and just be courteous and offer to help them. That's our first approach to them. We want to dress neatly and tastefully. We want to be approachable. We want to look like we can help them. We need to either know our facts on fetal development and abortion procedures or have information handy. I'm old, I cannot remember all the things. I remember when the baby's heart starts beating, I can remember when it feels pain, there are a few things I can remember, but there's so much that I can't remember. And if I felt like I had to know all the things about the fetal development or the abortion procedure, I would never go out there. So we have to have information with us. So we always come with, we have this. This is one of the little things that we have. It's called Watch Me Grow. And it is invaluable. Yes, this is in your folder. But this has day 1, first month, second month, all the way through. So we actually open these up and we show them to the women. We get them to look at the pictures with us and to read along with us.
And you can also make something like this as well. With this, one side is English, one side is Spanish.
And then make sure if a girl changes her mind and keeps her baby, ask for her phone number. That's a big one. I, for years, gave my phone number to the girls, but I would forget to get her phone number. Now one of the things I do is I'll say, can you give me your number? And I punch it in my phone and I say, I'm going to call this number, and that way you'll have my number. And that way I find out if she's telling me the truth. Many times we have been given the wrong number. And then We do need to know the boundaries, the physical boundaries that we're not allowed to cross at each abortion center, and they're different at each one. So you can walk across the driveways, but we're not allowed to block the driveways. And the way some of the abortion center workers drive, you would not want to be standing in the driveway with the driver.
And then number 6, please do not argue with the police as they come. This is really a bad witness. You know, we want to be a witness to the police, even if they're really nasty. I mean, this is an opportunity for us. We don't need to fall into arguing back with the police officer. You know, if he's trying to say that we can't be on the public sidewalk, something of that nature, we are allowed to ask for his badge number. We can ask him what the ordinance is that he's talking about. But always conduct yourself and really do not argue with the police. If there are escorts, I think Planned Parenthood is the only one here in town that has escorts, and I know during the 40 Days for Life there were quite a few of them. We do not want to argue with them either. These are lost souls, and let me tell you, these girls or these men that are escorts at abortion centers, these are hurting people. I mean, really hurting, and they can be very hateful and very ugly. But I would venture to say that a lot of the girls have had abortions. Some of the women are involved in a lesbian lifestyle. And you know what? We may be the only Jesus. And it's a great opportunity. And I personally, when I was in Kansas for 10 years at George Tiller's Abortuary, there were a lot of escorts when I first got there, but we saw a lot of them leave and not do it anymore. And a lot of them come to know the Lord. So I just want to encourage you, especially at Planned Parenthood, when those escorts are out there and they're throwing insults at you, just be kind to them. Because I'm telling you, it will pay off in the long run. And one day, one of them might come and talk to you and share with you the real hurts that they have, or maybe even what's going on inside Planned Parenthood. Try to stay until all the clients are in the facility, and if at all possible, if your shift is later, stay until the girls come out. If a girl changes her mind after deliberating inside the abortuary for a while, what a shame it would be to have no one around to turn for that promised support. I mean, it's really, really important. It's so important to be there. Please, it's not a good thing to go to the abortion mill alone.
Deanna.
It really is not safe. We can't stress this highly enough. It really isn't. You can have accusations made against you and you have no witness. Even the Bible talks about going in twos. We need to go in 2s, 3s, 4s, at least 2. Because if they throw an accusation against you, you have no proof, nothing. And on top of that, it can be a very volatile situation at the abortion centers. Sometimes there are very, very mean boyfriends, parents that are very upset. We had kind of a volatile situation yesterday at All Women's Health Center, which I'll tell you about later. But it just is not safe to go alone, so always remember to.
I have gone alone. If I go alone, I always have my camera. I always have it on video so that if anything were to get volatile, I would have that proof. Because there are times when you know they're killing babies and there's just nobody to go with you.
And that's why we're having this, because we need more sidewalk counselors. We really do. And then number 10, pray about whether to bring your young children. Now, my 4 children, they, from a very young age, were at the abortion mills. My daughter, who is 13, goes out with me. But when we have little toddlers, sidewalk counseling, you have to be very attentive. You're watching for the women to come in, you're watching for people to come out of the abortion mill, and you really can't watch your children. For example, at All Women's Health Center, it's right on the road. And it's very, very dangerous for young children. So a lot of times in Wichita, we had women that started a babysitting service if they wanted to sidewalk counsel. Now, you might want to just go out and hold a sign, and your kids can hold a sign, and that way you can really keep an eye on your children. But because children Oh my, women, when they see children, just the children alone can change the hearts of women. So it is very, very good for children to be out there. I wish children could be out all the time. But as far as sidewalk counseling, it's too hard to concentrate on the women driving in the driveway and then looking back to make sure their children are okay.
I will say that at Orlando Women's Center, which is on Lucerne Terrace, we are very blessed to have a pro-life doctor who's right next door to the mill. And he has a little porch that the patients in his office, it's an elderly office, and they don't use that porch or that door. So Heather is a young mom who comes with us. She has 3 small children, and we have some other women who come with their children. And at that abortion mill, it's a good place to bring your children because they're not in the driveway. They can sit right on that porch and they can color or whatever. So,
Yeah.
but most of them are not like that.
Right.
Okay, and then 11 is just if the boyfriend or the sister or the friend comes out, sometimes they have to bring the purse out to the car.